I know you know that's not your name.
Hello there. It is the middle of the month, which is when you usually don't hear from me, but I've decided to do a tag. Yay for you. This tag is actually a survey called the A to Z Survey. It was created by Jamie over at perpetualpageturner.com. I will put a link below for all the questions, and her answers are very, very good, so I would recommend reading hers. This seems like a really fun tag to do, and since it's a rainy, cold day, I figured let's do it. A is author you've read the most books from. I checked my Goodreads stats, and it is Lemony Snicket. I have read 16 books by Lemony Snicket, and that seems about right. B is best sequel ever, and this one's hard because I don't read a lot of series. I mostly read standalone, and so I'm going to say Chamber of Secrets by J.K. Rowling because that's my favorite Harry Potter book, and it's a sequel. C is currently reading. I am currently reading Zoe Letting Go by Nora Price. It's pretty interesting. I'm about 100 pages in, and it's pretty good. D is drink of choice while reading, and mine is water out of my super cool Powell's water bottle. E is e-reader or physical book. I have a Nook, and I do use it sometimes. I also read books from the Nook app on my phone if I'm stuck somewhere without a book. But I really do prefer a physical book. There's nothing like having a physical book in your hand and flipping the pages and having it crush your face when you drop it when you're falling asleep. It's all great. F is fictional character you actually probably would have dated in high school, and for me it would be Zoe Glass. I have such a crush on him, which is weird because he's an asshole, but I love him dearly. He's like Holden but better, and very attractive and very smart and very introspective, and he just seems like a stand-up dude. And he takes baths, which is great. Love a guy that can take a bath. G is glad you gave this book a chance, and I would say it would be Anna and the French Kiss by Stephanie Perkins. It's one of my favorite books, but if I had just gone to the bookstore and saw the cover and read the title, I would have stayed 50 yards away from it. H is Hidden Gem Book, and I think that my favorite book is it's not very well known to my knowledge. It's The Basic Eight by Daniel Handler, and I really love that book, and it makes me sad that it's not more popular, but I also love that it's not very popular because it's all mine. I is important moment in your reading life. In high school, I took a lot of AP classes, so I didn't have a lot of time for like outside reading, and I forgot how to read contemporary for fun, I guess. And my freshman year of college, almost 3 years ago, I picked up Looking for Alaska by John Green, and I was like, oh my gosh, reading is so fun, let's do this more, and I started reading like I used to, which is a crap ton. J is for Just Finished, and I just finished rereading A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams. I love that play, and I took it on vacation with me to read. K is for kind of books you won't read, and I don't think I'm pretty snobby when it comes to the books that I read. Like, I don't read anything supernatural if I can help it. Sometimes I get recommended a supernatural book and I try it, but I don't read supernatural, I don't read science fiction, I don't read fantasy, barring Harry Potter. I don't read anything that involves realms. Just read normal fiction or nonfiction about a subject that I'm interested in. And that might be boring and close-minded, but it's never failed me. L is longest book you've read, and I'm not sure about in the history of my reading life. Since I'm 20, that's a long span, so I'm just going to go with the longest book that I've read this year, which is Live from New York, A History of Saturday Night Live, which is 656 pages. M is major book hangover because of, and I can't really tell you. I haven't had a major book hangover, not a memorable one. In is number of bookcases you own. I own 3.5, I guess. I have my giant one in my room. I have one that I'm still working on organizing. I have another one that kind of sits beside that one, and you can spin it, and there's more books. And then I have my floating bookshelves, which are also in my bedroom. O is one book you've read multiple times. I am a huge rereader. Like, I love to reread stuff. Have read the Harry Potter series like 12 times each, and I've read The Hunger Games probably about that much, and I reread The Basic 8 probably 6 or 7 times. I would say the book that I've reread the most would be Catcher in the Rye by J.D. Salinger. Really like that book. Preferred place to read, and that is my bed. I love my bed. Q is quote that inspires you / gives you all the feels from a book you've read. And I have this little journal that I keep my favorite quotes in. As you can see, it's, well, I guess you can't see because my camera is horrible, but I keep, my favorite quotes in here. Let me find one. The quote I picked is from Franny and Zoe. It is, "You better get busy though, buddy. The goddamn sands run out on you every time you turn around. I know what I'm talking about. You're lucky if you get time to sneeze in this goddamn phenomenal world." R is reading regret, and I think my biggest regret is like avoiding the classics. I don't know why I did for so long. I was like, they're gonna be hard and I won't understand, but the classics have become my favorites. S is series you started and need to finish. The only series that I haven't finished is because the book isn't out yet, which is Divergent. I think, isn't it Allegiance or Alliance or one of those titles? I don't really like that series, but since I started, I have to finish. T is 3 of your all-time favorite books, and I'm going to say The Basic 8 by Daniel Handler, Franny and Zoe by J.D. Salinger, and Vaclav and Lena by Haley Tanner. Those 3 are phenomenal. U is Unapologetic Fangirl 4, and I'm going to say Maureen Johnson. I've read every single book she's ever written, and I love her, and I follow her on Twitter, which is part of the magic of Maureen Johnson. And I've met her, and she's just so sweet and kind, and I've been reading her books since I was 13, and I don't know, I just have, great respect for her and her work, and she's very funny, and I'm a fangirl. Can't help it. V is very excited for this release more than the others, and that's Isla and the Happily Ever After by Stephanie Perkins. I want that book in my hands right now. W is Worst Bookish Habit, and I'd say my worst one is buying books when I still have a ton of them to read. A perpetual to-read pile that never gets fully completed. I always end up shelving some, like, okay, I'll read it later. I need these now. X is for X marks the spot. Start at the top left of your bookshelf and count till you reach the 27th book. And if I counted right, mine is The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides. And if I counted wrong, then it is The Sound and the Fury by William Faulkner. So, I'm not a math major for a reason. I can't even count. Y is your latest book purchase, and I just bought all of my textbooks for the new semester, so I've got a pile of textbooks over there. Z is Z Snatcher, the last book that kept you up way too late, and I think that would be Zoe Letting Go. I stayed up pretty late last night reading that. Okay, that was the A to Z survey. Thank you to Perpetual Page Turner for creating such a fun and interesting survey. I don't tag people, as you know, but if you want to do this, feel free. If you enjoyed it, thanks. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon. Bye!